Welcome to Ranthambore National Park. Located just 130 kilometers from Jaipur, it is one of the most popular and famous national parks in all of northern India. Our expedition in May began in the Zone 2. Believe it or not, within just 10 minutes of entering the park, we got to see two of Arrowhead's three cubs. They were in a water body in a valley-like area called Nalghati. The third cub was also present nearby. Arrowhead was also sitting in the same water body, just a few meters away from her cubs. Arrowhead is the daughter of Krishna and the granddaughter of the legendary tigress Machli. Also known as the Lady of the Lakes or the Crocodile Killer, Machli was the longest living tigress in the wild. She passed away in 2016, aged 20 years. After leaving Arrowhead and her cubs, we went towards the Jhalra area. We saw that another tiger sighting was already going on there. This is Riddhi, one of the daughters of the tigress Arrowhead whom we just saw. She was actually sitting in a water hole in Zone 3 and we were watching her from Zone 2. There was no way for us to cross and move to Zone 3 as it is not permitted. We even saw her with two of her three cubs. In just the first safari itself, we had seen 7 tigers. Our evening safari in Zone 2 began with the usual sightings of the spotted deer, and later of the sambar deer. We were just wandering in search of a tiger when we got to see this sleeping beauty, tiger T2309. It was a handsome male tiger and we were grateful to see it even though it was a very brief sighting. In the next morning safari, we were to explore a new zone, zone number 4. Our guide had the information that Riddhi had actually come to zone 4 from zone number 3. And sure enough, we indeed got to see her. Our guide said that this was Riddhi's normal behavior. Whenever she cannot find something to hunt in zone number 3, she comes to zone number 4 to try her luck. As you see, Riddhi was not only trying to hunt, she was also teaching her cubs how to hunt. However, a tiger, after 10 attempts of hunting, succeeds only one time. This time, she had to walk off empty-handed. The show was not over. Riddhi started walking with her cubs by the Malik Talab and was trying to cross the road and go to another side of Zone 4. This scene right here shows the immense beauty of Ranthambore. Riddhi's mother, Arrowhead, and her great-grandmother, Machli, were very bold tigresses, and Riddhi is no difference. She is not afraid to take her cubs very close to the vehicles as she is accustomed to it. Riddhi is also a fierce tigress. First, she challenged her own mother, Arrowhead, and captured a huge chunk of her area. After that, she also challenged her sister, Siddhi. Both of them were seen fighting in a number of occasions, where Riddhi got the better of Siddhi most of the times. This was an exclusive sighting. Honestly, I have never seen tigers from this close before. As I said, Riddhi is a very fierce tigress. Her fightings are very intense, and the most interesting fact is that Riddhi has 14 stitches on her tongue. All of the bruises are due to fighting with other tigers. Machli was known as the crocodile killer as she was seen hunting crocodiles a couple of times. One time, Riddhi also hunted a crocodile in Zone 3. She and her cubs were seen feeding on it. Riddhi's area is huge, which spreads across the Zone 3 and Zone 4 of Ranthambore. Many a times she is seen around the Padam Lake, the Rajbagh Lake and the Malik Lake. Riddhi is also known as the notorious Queen of Ranthambore, since she was rumored to have killed a cub T120. Although now there is a tiger T120, also known as Ganesh, who is a very bold male tiger of Ranthambore. We could not have expected anything better than this. In the evening safari, we got to see this very interesting scene. This pack of sambar deer were sitting, and each one of them were facing different directions to keep an eye out for any threats. Sambar deer were our only sighting in the evening safari. We could not see Riddhi again in Zone 4.
Sometimes tiger goes inside there. The beautifully desolate part of the building, which built in 12th century by Maharaja for their amusement for the hunting.
Some people tend to feed wild animals during their safaris, which is not at all a correct thing to do. This is probably why these francolins came next to our gypsy as we went there. They're probably accustomed to people feeding them.
वो रास्ता दिखा बाइक तरफ आपको बाहर जाने का आइलैंड से और रास्ते में भी अभी 3 दिन पहले टैगर दिखा था मेल.
Darters are called snake birds because of their long curved necks, which give the resemblance of a snake. While entering Zone 5, we saw these two male nilgai play fighting. These two males are not adults, but rather they are brothers who are just mock fighting. Here I want to show you all a very interesting scene. On the left side there is a water stream, but on the right side there is no such source of water, and the vegetation is greener on the left side. Where there is water, there is life. Peacocks are found in abundance in Ranthambore. At one point of time, you'll get tired of documenting their various actions and displays. These people are the guides and forest guards of Ranthambore. They always take initiatives to keep their forests clean, and they always have a smile on their faces. Time for our 8th and last safari in Ranthambore. It is in the pristine zone number 3.
So this is our eighth and the last safari of Ranthambore Tiger Reserve. After going through the pain of 3 completely dry safaris, now we have come across the Riddhi with 2 cubs. We just saw 2 cubs near a pond, and the mother is, as you see, mother is lying near that Yogi Mahal palace, and we are waiting here. That Riddhi, this is the mother of 3 cubs, would wake up and move this direction and go towards her cubs. This is the route, and this is the normal route that Riddhi takes. Let's hope that everything goes as we wish, but you know it's nature. Uncertainty is the most certainty.
Riddhi just suddenly got up from her sleep and chased after a male cheetal deer. But she was so quick and sudden that I could not film the hunt. We had an experienced guide who said that Riddhi would finish some part of her kill and then go to take her cubs and bring them here. Our guide's calculations were absolutely on point. Riddhi got up from her kill and started heading towards her cubs. We tracked her all the way through and got some of the most beautiful and mesmerizing pictures of this magnificent creature. She then sat in the waters of the Rajbagh lake and started calling out for her cubs. Her cubs heard her roar from very far away, and they started coming to her one by one. This was the third time that we were seeing Riddhi and her cubs. Even though it was the same bunch of tigers, we got to observe many different behaviors of them. After all her cubs had arrived, Riddhi got up and started taking them to the area where she had killed the cheetal deer. All is well that ends well. This justifies our last safari. Subscribe to our channel for more such amazing expeditions. Thank you for watching.